not my fault.
What just happened? Where's the dinosaur?
It's me, man, it's me, but like, it's also not me.
What are you talking about?
It takes over. I wake up and it's done all this terrible stuff. It's killing people. You gotta help me. Come on, man. I said it wasn't my fault. Please, it takes over. It takes over.
Two weeps in a podcast.
Let's win this!
Yo, what's good? Welcome to another episode of Two Weeps in a Pod. I'm one of your hosts. I go by Kevlar.
And it's your boy, Sir Roland, and we are back with another one. On to the main topic. Invincible, let's go. You all caught up?
Man. Yeah, it's not finished, right?
It's not finished. It's not finished. But,
I thought that was it. The last episode?
The latest episode is episode 5. So by the time this airs on Thursday, there will be an episode 6. Okay. FYI.
So first episode, vaguely remember what happens. Mark, he's a part of this. They started his own company with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little sad and depressed. What else happened in that first episode? I can't even remember too vaguely. Did the Sequin aliens come in that one, or was that later?
It's a little bit of a blur to me because I binged it. So I binged all the way up to 4, and then I took like a day off and watched the 5th episode. But I guess we don't have to go by episode. But early on, Mark is dealing with
crisis.
Crisis. But like always, he's trying to figure out, should I kill and make it permanent, or should I just wrap him up and punish him and make sure whatever sentence he gets or any type of temporary punishment he gets, but he's at a dilemma with that, right? Like,
yes, a moral dilemma.
Yeah, he's almost trying to find the line.
Do you think he made the right choice? Spoiler alerts, by the way.
Big spoiler.
Do you think he made the right choice of killing that one dude who was affected?
I think he had to, because the guy that had the he had the device was not going to get there in time. So sadly, he had to. There's a murder under his belt, but like, it would have been so much worse if he didn't make that judgment call. So
I don't know. It was like seconds. How more were they gonna do it? Spread.
We were. Once the shields went down, who knows? Like, that's what was containing them. And it later in the episode, it kind of undermines his decision, because they were in the body of the guy who controls the robot. So it kind of spread anyway, he made a mistake that, Mark made the right mistake. He made the right decision, but it got undermined by his like wrong maneuvers when he went under the sewers. So it's like, if that would have spread further, then everybody would be looking at Mark like, yo, bruh, you ain't really have to kill that person. But thankfully it didn't, so I think he might have made the right choice. It's a little cruel, but
I think he could have waited. I think he could have.
Especially
the robot dude. What's the robot dude's name? He been messing up this whole season.
Yeah, he a little
not listening, cutting up, being insubordinate. And have you ever read the comic?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Because it's like, where did this new team captain of the Guardians come from?
Yeah, I missed that. I don't know. This like American soldier kind of guy is
who's he? How come the black guy got demoted out of nowhere?
Yeah. Maybe I should have did a brief recap of the previous season. Because That character, I do not recall.
Oh, you saying
Let's
like
see.
personally? Yeah, we should have went back. I think they just added him in.
Oh,
I
you
don't
think
think he
so?
was there.
Yeah. Yeah, so let me just get the name of this robot. Do they really you just call him robot? No way. Yeah. Full name Rex Connors.
Rex.
Yeah, he
Him with the
adopted
Rex.
Rex. It
Hit
used
him
to
with
be
the Rex.
Rudy. I remember
Right,
that.
because old boy passed in the last
Yeah.
season. R.I.P.
Mhm.
The real Rex, the OG. That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I actually thought he
Oh,
had a pretty
what
cool
else
ability. Explosive
he
stuff.
did?
Can't go wrong with that.
The evolution of it, because it's probably like whack in the beginning, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they trained him. So that's going on. Meanwhile, what's her name? Adam Eve,
Yeah.
his girlfriend. Her powers ain't working. I thought it was from the Battle of Conquest.
No, it was the
Being
battle with the weather chick, Universa. Universa? Is that her name?
oh yeah. She was
Yeah.
voiced by somebody famous. I forgot who though. But yeah, her powers ain't working whole time. It turns out she's pregnant.
Wait, is
That
that supposed? Is that why that is? I never
did I
even
just
put two
spoil it?
and two together.
What?
Yo, no
Oh,
way.
you didn't even know
I didn't
that?
even realize that's why her powers were off the whole time. Like once she said she was pregnant, I just thought, oh, she's pregnant. I didn't realize her powers was like affected by it. For the longest I thought it was because she fought this. She touched the universe's like electrical staff, but
Oh no, cause it was messing up before that. I think
hmm, you
this one's
sure?
another. No, I'm pretty sure it's because she's pregnant.
Okay, all right. That makes
Because
more
why would they
sense
show
to me.
that?
Yeah, yeah, that makes more
Huh?
sense. Yeah, yeah.
Right, right. I
That
think
one.
that was a cameo. I want to
Uh,
look up who that girl is. It was somebody that was like, oh, that's what's her name. But anyways, this has been a larger plot point and topic on the
hmm
internet against people in relationships and stuff. That Mark is just a horrible boyfriend. He don't be checking on with Adam Eve. He be all self-absorbed with his stuff.
Yeah, he do pull up to trauma dump and then he be out of there.
Right, be out. He be sitting on that roof, trauma dump, and be gone. All right, babe. Well, I'm gonna go to another galaxy. It was like, yo, what about you? He even circled back on why her powers messed up.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, I might be clueless like Mark, cause damn, that shit did not register to me. It's like,
See,
oh
whole
man,
time your girl pregnant. You know that, right?
yo,
She ain't been drinking no alcohol.
yeah. All right, well,
What?
damn, yeah, man. So that happens, right? And then when that news is like, I guess that's when old boy Omni Man pull up. Like he's back in
Nowhere.
the scene. He pulls up. Everybody's more or less hating his guts. The only person
For good
that's
reason.
yeah, the only person that's reasonably having hearing him out, having a conversation with him is Mark himself. Like he's like, all right, bro, what you want, man? Because when it goes to his wife, she ain't having it. She throwing hands with him. What's messed up, but I understand why. He didn't even go see Oliver. And
No.
I understand he's like, yo, I screwed up with Mark. I'm not trying to screw up with this, with Oliver. I don't want him to, see me this way, this, that, and the third. But you kind of got to go check on the boy, like he's still your son at the end of the day. It's just,
I I have a theory. I think, and this is why Mark acting like that. The Viltrumites, they just breed narcissism and sociopathism, like sociopathy.
I mean,
They
yeah.
just care about themselves. But like seeing the back, the entry. Oh yeah, that was an interesting storyline. The
Mm-hmm.
backstory. of Omni-Man on that planet.
Yeah,
Yo,
it's
when he domed that
savages.
girl's the back of her head, it's like, what's
Yeah,
the answer? It's like you gotta
yo,
be narcissistic and out for self on this planet, because
yeah,
even the parents, when they give you an ass whooping, it is an ass whooping. And
yeah,
that's some show of love.
yeah, and it's like I don't even know if they know what love is. That might not even be showing love. That's just like requirements to be a Viltrumite. Like you just gotta be on go. You gotta be locked in. The kids was locked in.
It's about
Like
themselves. It's like no teamwork for real.
yeah, it's
It's no
like
compassion, empathy.
yeah,
It's
they
like,
don't. So you might have a point. Like he don't know. Like he's just that kind of person, and he don't know until he got to Earth. So like he's developing. His character is developing in front of everyone's eyes for obvious reasons because he's a superhero. So everybody gets to see his life. His life is put on public display, and so like he trying to figure it out as a he likes to say he's a human now. He's only been on Earth for 20 years, and now his wife done made him a human, but like he got a lot of work to do, and it's not all his fault. He kind of was born into the Viltrumite universe, right? Like we see clips of him when he's 18 years old, and shout out to
mhm.
them because they made him look just like Mark. I'm thinking this is like
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. I was
alternate
like, oh, is this
universe of
another?
Mark,
Right, I
like
thought, is this another Mark variant?
so I'm like, oh man. And then his parents all pull up like, yeah, it's your 18th birthday. You know what's happening now. So
Yo,
that's insane. It's
yo,
just it's a dog eat dog world over there. Everybody fighting everybody, and you know that's the hot commodity. If you could, you the strongest person in the surrounding area, then you good. And
right.
that's
Even the way they view struggle and like tragedy, like when they're facing the possible extinction of their race
hmm
from the virus. The brother with the dreads, Viltrumite, he was like, good, this is gonna make us stronger to
yeah.
actually live. Like, what?
And they're like dying in real time, like like it's insane. It's like, yeah, this only gonna make us stronger and better. 2 seconds later, he's dead. Like,
Hey,
bruh. Oh man. So,
crazy.
but yeah, I guess yeah, to talk about the what's the virus called? The
Scourge?
scourge,
Scourge?
scourge.
I think so. Scourge virus.
Yeah, scourge virus is made by old
Bro, that's
Viltrumite, right? Like,
a quote unquote what they call that? Betrayer?
yeah. The guy that's living, the older guy that's living on the other planet. Like, hey,
Full
yo, at
time.
some point, somebody gonna have to realize, like, yo, this is just a net negative for the universe. We need to self delete or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
start over, cause yeah,
He
it's
realizes people's a virus. I
mm-hmm,
mean, that takes a lot. That's crazy.
yeah,
So he on that planet with the Unopan and his girlfriend.
mm-hmm,
They team up with Nolan. They're going to retrieve these weapons that could defeat the Viltrumites. A lot of stuff happened this season. This is actually a good season.
yeah. It's
That
really,
dude,
really,
did they
really good.
explain? Did they explain how that dude with that long gun, how he survived all those years? Nolan buried him, and they needed that weapon, and he just turned out to be alive when they came back all
Yeah,
those
they
years.
didn't explain. He was just
Maybe
back.
it's in the comics. The comic.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
I
that.
think they might have hinted at like a healing factor, something about maybe a healing factor, but um, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, shout
They
out to
couldn't.
him. He looks cool. He looked like a space cowboy essentially.
Right. Some
So
Mandalorian type stuff. They
hmm
couldn't get the crocodile things that were frozen, and that janky starship that was
yeah.
like
The
a
Starship
parody of
was
Star Trek.
comedy.
They was
Yeah.
they was messing up,
hmm
and then my wife comes down like, "What you watching?" and the Unopin and his girlfriend having sex through that
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
montage on this shit. He's
What's
like,
his
"What are you
name?
watching?" I
Cause
was
he
like, "No, no, it's a gag. I don't know why they're doing this right
Oh, that's hilarious.
now."
I forgot who's he voiced by.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
very obvious his voice.
Right.
He makes that character just fun, even when he's not trying to be. He's just funny to listen to. But
He's good. So that was pretty much what's going on. The mom's moving on with her life.
mhm,
Um, Nolan comes back on fronts, and then yeah, so they're gonna go away on this war.
mhm.
Just to wrap it up, and then the last episode. Now that we definitely gotta talk about.
Before the last episode, let's talk about the episode with the demons because
Oh, the
um
one that got the lowest rating on
did it
IMDb. I was
did
about
it
to skip
really
that, but maybe it's important to watch. But go on
was
ahead.
it did it get the lowest rating? Oh
Yeah.
wow. So
Oh, I'm saying.
um apparently my friend that read the comics, he was telling me that in the comics they didn't go too deep in on this segment. It must have just been, like a little point in time, and he helped Satan, but it's not really mentioned what happened, or he helped the demons, but didn't really like go in depth. But apparently they went a lot more in depth. It was like the whole episode, like.
Yeah.
So I'm
Wait,
like,
wait. You're saying they went more in depth on the show as opposed to the comic?
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's so why?
I don't know. I guess they wanted to like. I guess this episode kind of showed like the main plot was essentially like there's always a lesser evil, between the two choices. If you have two choices of evil, there's a lesser evil, and sometimes like that might not be the best choice, but like it's understandable to make that choice because there was a overruling volcano, like being that
Volcanica.
was that was you know about to threaten Earth, and then you got the demons and Satan that was like, yo, we cool where we at. We like to do our evil down here. We not gonna bother the Earthlings and stuff like that. So help us. And Earth is the surface dwellers is chilling. So he's like, all right, damn, I'm kind of forced, and um, I think maybe this part, like, even though it was small, it kind of helped like Mark get over the hump. Like, yo, sometimes I gotta
Yeah.
make tough choices, and maybe they might not always be justified, but at least they're permanent and they're not gonna come back and bite you in the ass. So that's
So
why.
you think that was the sole purpose of that episode
Yeah, I think
for the
so. That's
moral
probably
dilemma?
why the moral dilemma. I think they wanted to extrapolate some wisdom out of that. So, but poorly rated, I
I
guess
think
it was. What I mean, who wants to be helping Satan? Like,
that was the funniest. That was the funniest part, and that's how I knew Mark was a real dude, or at least the voice actor is a real Christian, because the other dude he had kneeled down to
yeah,
Satan,
yeah.
and
He's
then
like,
they was
I'm
looking
not
at him,
doing
and he's
that.
like, "I'm not."
I'm
I
not
was
doing
like,
that.
"Facts, I'm not." I know y'all technically okay, but I'm not about to kneel down to Satan,
Yeah,
yo. I
hell no.
praise Jesus over here.
Yeah. So I could see
But
why it's low rated. It got a
I was like,
who
come
wanna
on now. I don't
and
care about this Lord. Get back
yeah,
to
yeah.
conquest.
Like who wanna be talking about that? But yeah, so last episode, I'll let
Yeah,
you I'll let you
after
take it.
this last episode, I was like, okay, let's take it back to hell because this episode was crazy. So they in space, they in light speed, and they're on the way to the planet with the quote unquote betrayer, so they could start this war against the Viltrumites or whatever. It's Mark, it's Omni Man, it's what is the little brother's name again?
Oliver,
Oliver. Oliver and his tech bot
tech
tech
jacket.
tech jacket
Yeah,
who's a
the
girl.
you know what I mean, the budget Iron Man. I'm assuming that's supposed to be like the parallel. Supposed to be like the
Yeah.
Iron Man.
But this robot, it got some AI on it. It was healing,
Hmm.
so they get knocked out of hyperspeed by a Viltrumite warship or whatever, and so they out fighting. And yeah, the tech jacket was taking some hits, and it's like starting the shield regeneration, healing. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
this could keep its own. And then Yanopen and them, they fighting, and then what? How many? It was like just three Viltrumites, and Conquest came out.
Yeah, yeah. Three Viltrumites and what's the guy that Seth Rogen voices? Is something alien?
I be forgetting his name. I just know his species is Unopin.
Oh man.
Let me look him up real quick. Yeah.
Gotta get this right. What is his name? Alan the Alien. No, is it?
Yeah,
Alan?
Alan
Yeah.
the Alien. Of course. I don't know
Alan.
why we didn't remember. Alan the Alien.
Alright, so perfect. Yeah, so he even makes a remark like, "Hell, it's a 5-on-3. You know, we should be winning this." And
Right.
yeah, so you can continue.
Yeah, 5-on-3. Conquest. First of all, Oliver, he trying to square up with Conquest. Like, what? Boy, he not like that. he getting he getting beat to smithereens. Oh, so Nolan, he keeps coming and saving him ex machina style, and it's like, yo, do you need to breathe? So are they holding their breath whole time?
I think that is a Oliver exclusive thing because
You know, got all the
he's
genes.
yeah, he you know what I mean, he a little purple. So he got some of that purple, you know, I don't say disability, but you know, like gene pool that I think he has to breed. Cause I'm not sure because before he asked before he went on the adventure with Mark, Mark was like, "Oh, that's easy, that's no problem." So I'm assuming
Yeah,
Mark has no problem breathing in space, but he has to. So that's
yeah,
the difference.
yeah. So they had to exit the ship. They fighting. It's 5-on-3, but then reinforcements come, and Nolan's kind of distracted with that. Whole time Conquest out. I'm like, yo, Nolan, you should be scrapping with Conquest.
Yes.
Whole time. What are you doing? That's like the Thanos of y'all world, and you just sitting here, chasing over small fries. And he told Oliver to go to the nearest planet to get some breath. He told Tech Jack and Al and the alien to go hide because they ain't gonna fight. They ain't gonna win. They all do that, and then Mark effing around. He fighting the Viltrumites too,
Hmm.
but then the whole time Conquest had other plans and pulled up in that iconic image where he like this right behind Oliver about to just
Hmm.
I just knew Oliver was about to get crushed to smithereens. I just knew he was, but but of course Invincible came in and saved him, and I
Yes,
guess
sir.
he was just talking him the whole time, right? And he's like, "You're
Yeah.
never gonna breathe again," and he
Yeah.
just kept his hands on him the whole time. And then so they fighting, they moving super fast on this planet. They messing everything up. Mark is just not letting go of this dude's throat. And then they crash, and then the dude he's turning purple. He
Hmm.
can't breathe, and they just Mark's on top of him, and then he's just punching the mess out of him. His invincible goggles then got broken. His
Hmm.
eyes bulging out, bleeding everywhere. And then it's like the final seconds, and I was like, okay, he about to die. Then this dude, Conquest, come with a blade
With the
hand
blip.
and rips his guts. I'm like, yo, and this
Yo.
was so graphic. I was eating some eggs at the time. I put that down, and he's just steady pulling out
Bruh.
intestine after. I was like, that's a lot of guts. Yo, it was so. I
Insane.
was like, no. I was like, no.
Yo.
There's no way. And Invincible still squeezing him until he
Still
finally passes
holding.
out. I thought he's about to give up, but
Yeah.
he just passes out. I don't even know if he died. And then he just falls, guts
Bruh.
out.
Yeah, that was
Then
insane, bro. I was not expecting that at all, bro. I'm thinking it's gonna be, you know, because he Invincible had to fight him with Adam Eve. So it was a two on
Yeah.
one the last time they fought.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, Omni Man gonna come down and get active, or it's gonna be a 2-on-1 with him and Oliver. They beat him up finally or something like that. But him to just straight choke him out, have the resolve to like say, I don't want to see a third iteration of you, or I don't want to see you for a third time. You have to die now, and I'm not letting go until this happens. That's
Yo.
that's a different level of dedication, especially when your guts is coming out. Like, he is
I was say you
forcefully,
got it. I was say you got
bruh,
it after you just ripped into my stuff. Hands
yo,
still in the hole. And just
bruh. It's
pulling it out. I was so
insane.
sick.
I was feeling it, man. I was like, yo, this is insane. I had to just randomly text my group chat, yo, guts, guts. That's it. No contacts, no nothing. You know, but if you don't know, it's not a spoiler. But it was bad. I'm like,
It was so
bruh, we
bad.
are not ready for this war. If this is the little taste before this war that is like impending, I'm not
He seemed
ready,
like,
bro.
but he seemed like he's second below Thrag. So
I don't
I
know. Is
mean,
he?
that
Cause,
was
cause it
crazy.
makes it seem like he's a warrior, but he's not like a commanding. He's not like the top three in the Viltrumite universe. You know what
Because
I'm saying? Because
they was bitching him when he came to see Grand Regent Thrag.
yeah, so it's
He
just
was all cowering. I was like, this dude cowering?
yeah. So
You
I'm just
must not be
like,
second.
they just tell him, yo, he's strong. Go do that, and we don't ever want to see you. Like, I don't know why they treat him that way, but I mean, I guess they probably treat every Viltrumite like that. Just go out and conquer whatever you can, and do whatever. But nah,
Yeah.
I was not
And so we left
prepared,
on that
man.
episode. Omni Man and Oliver just come and see Mark. Mark talking about some help.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do. But I think that's why they did so much on that Hell episode, because if you
Yes.
remember, those people, they died, but then they came back. So I was like, are they about to get call an audible and get that Hell dude to help heal
Put
Mark
them
up?
back
Because what can
together.
you do?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
There's
know. There's Yeah. I don't know, man. It's looking bad, but they've he was in pieces the last time before Conquest, so like, got to get Cecil and get him, put him in some
put your
medicinal,
guts in.
yeah, medication.
Oh,
I
put your
mean,
guts back in. They out, and your intestines got to go in a specific way.
yeah.
That's
The
crazy. I
other
hope
thing
that
that I don't think is mentioned is, do the Viltrumites and the I guess the lineage of the Viltrumites have like some sort of healing factor, because
they have
they
to,
just
because the
kind of
injuries
come,
Mark
yeah,
had before. Oh yeah, and Conquest, because wasn't he just like ahead or something?
no, I think he was just like caged in, and it was his head was out of the cage.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
don't
for
think it was
sure thought
just
it
a
was just
head.
a head.
No,
I
no,
was
it
like, you
was.
can regenerate like that?
Nah, I think he was like fully encased in something.
That
And
makes sense.
yeah, but
Yeah, that's where we left off. And they crazy for having. They had a lot of cast from Walking Dead on there. Of course, Stephen Yeun as Invincible,
mm-hmm.
and forgot old dude that was Negan as
Yeah,
Conquest. The
yeah,
dude
yeah.
that beat him up, another one. And who's Universa, the electricity girl that you thought stole that was messing with Adam Eve.
Mm-hmm.
That was Danny Gurria, the black woman with the samurai sword
Yo, as soon as
from
I
Walking
seen, as soon as I heard her voice, I was like,
Dead.
if the person is green, they're black. That's all I needed to know. It's solidified. It's just making more and more sense. Every time I see a green animated character, they black all the time. So
Green is my favorite color.
yeah, they all and the green characters always seem to look cool. Like, she got a staff, she doing weather stuff, and I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know why she was evil. She could have, you know what I mean? She could have been an
I think
ally.
care about the humans. I think she's like trying to save her people though.
Okay, got some other motivations. Okay, fair
One of
enough.
those situations.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, I also wanted to mention like Mark being able to deal with conquest on his own kind of says a lot. Like he's grown a lot, and I wonder, like if Dragon Ball Z, every time a Saiyan is like near death or dies, they come back stronger. I think they call it a Zenkai boost or something like that. Um,
Okay.
I wonder if Mark has that, like, or just the stuff he's been doing with his Invincible Ink business has gotten him stronger, stronger than Conquest at this point. So, because that's as close as a one on one we gonna get, right? Like they
Yeah.
was duking it out. They were pretty toe to toe. Nobody was weakened by anyone else really, and he got it done. It was a close one, but he got it done.
I think he's less reluctant to hold back as much because he's
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
nice
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
second season. Nah, he ain't holding back. He got a murder in, and
Yeah,
so like he's
he,
slowly
he's
but
on
surely
that.
becoming a little more savage.
Yeah, yeah, he's on that side, and ain't
Especially when remember when he just hit Volcanica's head? He's like, "And what are you gonna do to stop me?" He
yeah,
just
yeah,
punched the
yeah,
head off.
yeah. He's definitely tapping into his Viltrumite, power. His ability to actually kill. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to be a Viltrumite, but you got morals like Batman? And like okay. I mean, it's like you nerfing yourself to some degree. So shout out to Mark, major character development. He's slowly getting it. He could be Earthling Invincible and still tap into the might, I guess, savagery. You know what I mean? Just once he developed that hand
Yeah,
blade, once we see Mark with the hand blade, we know he full Viltrumite. You know what I mean? Viltrumite, it's
that's
over.
crazy.
Once you see this from a Viltrumite, this is blood getting shed somewhere. They took off the gloves.